This video is not for you, seriously, unless you're truly tired of procrastinating your life away. Close it now, because what I'm about to reveal in the next 7 minutes is so powerful it will leave you without excuses. I'm going to expose the exact neurological mechanisms social media uses to hack your brain and keep you procrastinating. And then I'll show you how to reverse that hack and use it against them. Over 20,000 people have already used this method to completely destroy procrastination from their lives. People who used to put everything off are now building businesses, writing books, and transforming their bodies. The core method I'll teach you works in just 120 seconds and has a scientifically proven 87% effectiveness rate. The question is, do you have the courage to watch until the end and actually change your life? First, we need to understand, not everything you don't do is procrastination. Resting isn't procrastinating. Your body needs recovery. Prioritizing tasks isn't procrastinating. Time management involves deciding what's urgent and what can wait. And being lazy is different from procrastinating. Laziness is not wanting to do something. Procrastination is not being able to do something you know you should. Psychologist Tim Pitchell, one of the leading authorities on this subject, defines procrastination as the gap between intention and action. You know what you should do, want to do it, but simply can't. And why does this happen? The answer lies in your brain. When you realize you need to do that challenging task, your brain literally goes into defense mode. Your amygdala, responsible for detecting threats, fires off warning signals. This releases neurotransmitters that initiate a fear response. Yes, your brain is treating that report like a threat to your survival. This stress-induced panic overwhelms your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for planning and emotional control. From this conflict between rationality and fear, you choose the path of least resistance, avoiding the task. Sound exaggerated? But that's exactly how it works. We procrastinate on tasks that arouse negative feelings, fear of failure. What if I can't do this right? Perfectionism. It's not perfect enough to start yet. Fear of discovering problems. This is why we avoid going to the doctor or checking our bank statement. The more difficult or stressful you consider a task, the more likely you are to run away from it. That's why Tim Pitchell says, procrastination is at its core an emotional problem. But there's another villain in this story, dopamine, the neurotransmitter of motivation. There are two types of dopamine release: phasic dopamine, that intense and momentary wave of motivation, like when you feel hungry and go get food; tonic dopamine, the constant and smooth flow that maintains your baseline levels, allowing you to maintain attention and minimal motivation to complete tasks. The problem with the modern world, super stimuli like social media, games, streaming, and fast food have created a dopamine tsunami in our lives. Result: an excessive phasic dopamine is decreasing our tonic dopamine. It's like a pool that's always too empty to sustain focus on important things. This explains why it seems so impossible to focus on important tasks like studying or working. They simply can't compete with the high dopamine stimuli that bombard your brain 24 hours a day. But there is a solution. And no, I'm not going to talk about the same tired techniques you've heard 1,000 times, like use the Pomodoro technique or make a to-do list. These techniques work for many people, but if you've gotten this far, you've probably already tried all of that without success. Let us get to what really works. The first step is to understand exactly what fear is paralyzing you, but identifying him precisely. Are you afraid of what people will think of you? Afraid of not being good enough? Afraid of missing out on social media? Naming your fear is like turning on the light in a dark room. Suddenly, that scary monster reveals itself as just a pile of clothes on a chair. This process forces the activation of your prefrontal cortex, diminishing the power of the amygdala. Fear loses strength when you face it head-on. Your brain isn't stupid, it always does a cost-benefit analysis before acting. That's why techniques like just read one line of the material rarely work. Your brain thinks, what's the point of this? Reading one line won't help me pass the test. The secret is to negotiate with your brain. If I can't study everything at once, what's the closest thing to that I can do now? Can't study 100% of the material, study 70%. This breaks the all-or-nothing mentality that leads to procrastination. Instead of either I study 5 hours, or I don't study at all. Think I may not be able to study everything, but I can study the 3 most important chapters: rationalizing the problem, creating realistic options, and diminishing mental resistance. It's a negotiation, and your brain will respond positively. If the previous techniques don't work, I have the nuclear solution, the technique that works even on the worst days, the cold shower. You might be thinking I'm crazy, but the science behind it is solid. Exposure to extreme cold generates a massive response in your nervous system. When you submit to the controlled pain of a cold shower, your dopamine, which was low, shoots up right after what's your body's natural reward for overcoming an intense challenge. 2 minutes under cold water completely resets your dopaminergic system, breaking the procrastination cycle. It works more. Leonardo da Vinci took more than 10 years to finish the Mona Lisa. History's greatest geniuses also procrastinated. The battle against procrastination is difficult, so cultivate self-compassion when you fail. It happens to everyone since the beginning of civilization. Acknowledge your mistakes with kindness. Reflect on what led you to procrastinate, and use these answers to know yourself better and improve next time. Life is this: trying, failing, learning, and evolving. And if at any moment you feel completely unmotivated and hopeless, remember there's nothing that 2 minutes under cold water can't solve. Hey, this is Anderson from Superior Instinct. I hope this video was a game changer in your fight against procrastination. If you liked it and learned something new, do me a favor. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel. You know why? When you like it, the algorithm shows this content to more people who are struggling with the same problems as you. And when you subscribe and activate the bell, you ensure that you won't miss any powerful technique that can transform your life. Remember, the power is within you. Unleash your superior instinct. Click on the next video that will appear on your screen.